You bitches make it so complicated and difficult for a nigga to communicate with you. That's why nigga rather let you believe whatever it is that you believe at the time, because you trying to listen with the intent to validate you being right instead of listening with the intent to comprehend what a nigga really trying to tell you. Bitch, stop trying to philosophize every fucking thing. Niggas, for the most part, is simple and plain. If a nigga said red, bitch, he mean red hoe, not burgundy, not maroon, bitch, red. That's why nigga say shit 1 or 2 times, bitch, you ain't got it, he go find him another bitch. Babe, I like when you wear the black hair. You know, I really like that. I don't really like the other shit. Bitch, you didn't hear that. You heard a whole bunch of other shit. And who you catch him cheating with? A bitch that wear black hair, ho, because you wasn't listening.
What's going on, family? Welcome to Ears to the Streets. I am your host, HG, with Factor Entertainment Meet. Oh, man, I got to give it up to homegirl. This is OG new. You know, I just gotta show us some love. You know, one of my things is that one of the things I always like to talk on, and you know, it's a difficult conversation, but you know, if we're gonna keep building, rising as a community, one of our biggest problems in the community, and it's the foundation of the community, is the relationship between the black man and the black woman. Won't anything get on track until, in my opinion, won't anything get on track until that separation, that division, that disagreement, that contrast is mended. You know, where we're moving as one, you know, not moving as one, you know, in the sense of, you know, we're moving as separate entities working together for a basic goal, a common goal, you know, just moving with that camaraderie. That's what it's about. And until we fix what's been broken due to years of, you know, slavery and drug epidemics and, you know, thousands of years of oppression, you know, fighting through epigenetics and anything you want to contribute to the downfall of our race in America and global too, you know, but you know, we have to understand each other. You know, it's so much feuding. It's so much feuding between the black man and black woman. It's like we're counting each other out before we even give each other a chance to understand each other. And what OG Nunu said, you know, in regards to women being patient with men, quit making it a right and wrong thing, and just have a conversation where you guys listen and comprehend and understand each other. You know, it isn't about being right all the time. You know, we really got to get past that. Oh, you right, I'm right. Oh, it's supposed to be my way. No, there's a million different ways to look at this. You know, there's always going to be different perspectives on things, and there's always going to be, you know, some, you know, different way that we can approach this or skin this cat. But it's about understanding one another, because once we understand one another, then we can move together properly, understanding one another and understanding what to expect, what not to expect, what to do, what not to do. But we have to find these things out first. And we can't find out. We won't ever allow ourselves to grow together as a counterparts if we don't listen to one another. Listen without judgment. You know, without thinking that, you know, you're being attacked. You know, having patience, not being easily triggered, overly emotional. You know, being a mature adult. You know what I'm saying? A mature adult. You know, like she says, quit philosophizing, trying to make, you know, men are simple. You know, we understand that that's just how we are. That's how, you know, the average man is just very simple. A, B, C, D. You know, it isn't a big thing of emotion and all this elaborate thinking and analyzation. You know, just real simple brass tacks type of that's just how we are. That's just our makeup. And it varies with different men and different experiences that a man has growing up that makes him the particular person he is. But for the most part, you're dealing with a man, you're dealing with someone who's simple. He's going to tell you what he like, what he don't like. Men, you have to be reasonable and compromise to a degree and be tolerant of certain things and stuff like that. So this isn't a situation where I'm blaming black women and them. This is a video of understanding one another. But I just heard what she said. I'm like, yes, like I'm glad that it's a black woman that gets it, because she can't be the only one. There's millions of beautiful black women out here, so she can't be the only one that gets it. We have to ask ourselves, and we all know that the ratio of women is a lot higher to men. And, polygamy and monogamy is a different conversation, but we have to ask ourselves, are these black women single, or are black women single based off their perspective and their thinking, instead of it not being good men out here? We understand that there's a lot of bad black women out here, and there's a lot of bad black men out here who don't mean the opposite sex any good, or they're hurt them, or they're manipulative, or they're using them or misusing them. We get that. We know there's bad apples out here, but there's a lot of good apples out here, men and women. And when you have two good apples, why can't two good apples make it to a point where they're really vibing with one another? You see, because a lot of us are still dealing with that hurt trauma, that stuff that the ex-boyfriend did, the ex-husband did, the bad decision making with dealing with men or dealing with women. We've gotten to a point where we won't even listen to one another. Just hear it. It isn't always about agreeing. We don't have to agree on everything. Like agreeing and disagreeing should not always be the bar for if you're gonna rock with somebody. Me personally, I would like someone who doesn't necessarily see things the way I see it, because in my opinion, that means we get to cover more of the spectrum. You may see something that I'm not seeing because you're looking at it from a perspective that I'm not perceiving it as. And if we're working together as a team, then I can hear your side of it and be like, oh man, I see that too now from your perspective, because you have a whole different approach than I have, and vice versa. You might be looking at something one way and I'll be like, nah, babe, look at this. Like, boom, boom, boom. Did you consider this? And then you be like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's just because of the difference that we share, not always agreeing on everything, but looking at things in a different perspective, that I can give a different approach to something. You see what I'm saying? That's why this feminine and masculine energy that works together, that creates life, we have to understand that. We have to understand that we're going to see things from a different perspective. Everything ain't got to line up all the time. Everything doesn't have to be agreed upon to line up all the time. Let me say it that way. You see? So OG Nunu, just a beautiful way of putting it, coming from a black woman. That's what makes this so important, because a black woman would hit us from a black man and get defensive. But I would assume, as a black woman hearing it from another black woman, a black woman would be more receptive to this, So hopefully, when you guys hear this video, it's something to consider next time you going out on a date with a guy, or if there's a guy that you have interest in. And this goes for men with women too. Listen to the woman, hear her, whether you agree with her or not, and me personally, like, if I don't agree with you, I'm going to let you know I don't agree with you. But just because I don't agree with you doesn't mean that I have an issue with you. You see, that's the difference. And you shouldn't have an issue with me if I disagree with something that you say. Let's move forward with that disagreement. You know, we have to take ourselves to the next level. I know a lot of us, when we look at ourselves, we think that, you know, we're the epitome of what right is. But that doesn't, that I wouldn't give any individual that, you know, that credential entirely. Not me, not no one else. You know what I'm saying? So let's work together. Let's listen to each other. Peace out. This is Ears to the Street Media with Factor Entertainment Meet. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. Share the content. Peace.
I'm from the streets with a hood and swallow a man. I'm from the streets with a hood and swallow a man.